In World War II Germany, Hitler was given plans to master his machine. He used sketches based his buildings on Greek and Roman antiquity. He saw himself as a new crusader, bringing in a perfect world, as his method would be psychiatry. He used hundreds of psychiatrists to further his euthanasia on the Jews. But he himself was a common criminal who did time. Here is a list of Nazi doctors from websters.edu. Dr. Henrik Berning. An associate professor at Hamburg University, Berning led the famine experiments on Soviet prisoners. While the prisoners starved to death, he observed their bodily functions degrade. This included loss of libido, dizziness, headaches, edema, and swelling of the lower abdomen. Berning then published his results after the war. Dr. Philip Buhler. Buhler was the head of the early euthanasia program, otherwise known as the T4 program, along with Himmler. Dr. Victor Brack. Brack formulated ideas for experiments with Himmler. Brack was very interested in assembly line sterilization and castration. He wanted to be in charge of the X-ray experiments at Ostwick, but Himmler chose Schumann to be in charge over Brack. Dr. Karl Brandt. Brandt was a personal physician to Hitler and one of the main defendants in the trial of 23. Dr. Karl Clauberg. Clauberg conducted sterilization and castration experiments along with Horst Schumann at Ostwick. He tried to look for cheap and fast ways of sterilization and found that X-rays worked quite well. Clauberg tried to artificially inseminate women with numerous things. He injected caustic substances into women's cervixes to disturb the fallopian tubes. One of the substances he would inject into the women with formalin, novocaine, prognon, and collusion to terminate with their pregnancies. Dr. Leonardo Conti. Conti was chief physician of the Third Reich. He was responsible for the killing of a large number of Germans of unsound mind. Dr. Dering. At Ostwick, Dering removed ovaries after Schumann's X-ray applications by cutting horizontal lines above the pubic area, which put the patients more at risk for infection. After the operation, he sent the ovaries to the lab to ascertain how effective the X-rays were in destroying the tissue. Dr. Arthur Deicht. A doctor at Buchenwald Deicht suggested that Dr. Ding inject typhus patients with fresh blood. This killed them. Dr. Ding, he tried to immunize patients that had typhus by giving them fresh blood at Buchenwald. This resulted in their deaths. He also had patients' typhus in order to perform other ineffective curative experiments on them. Dr. Arnold Doman. Doman worked with Kurt Geitz at Ostwick and began experimenting primarily with animals. He was convicted by Geist to do human experiments and infected 11 Jewish children with hepatitis and punctured their livers. This heinous act had no significant benefit whatsoever.